Okay, hello everyone. I'll give everyone a second to get situated. All right, we're slowly getting more people assigned to our room. All right, and I think that part is complete. Okay, since there's a small group of us, it might be nice if everyone can unmute themselves and turn your cameras on so we can have a little bit better participation. We can see everyone.
And just so you know, Karen, there are more people I'm seeing coming into the main room. So we may, as we're talking, see people coming into our group.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started in the interest of time. My name is Karen Bronchella. I'm a hospital services coordinator with the Gift of Life Donor Program. What we're going to do in our breakout today is look at the scorecard and talk about some ways that we can strategize and use the scorecard to our organization's benefit. Certainly, the focus being on creating that awareness around donation and transplantation. And what the fun part about doing all of that is certainly receiving that recognition as well. So let's bring up the scorecard so we can take a look at the different activities that we can engage our organizations in.
Are you seeing it, Karen?
I am, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. So this is going to be the scorecard, and you can see what the awards are and the various activities that you and your organization participate in. Each of these activities will be awarded a certain number of points. So when you see the middle of that sheet, that scorecard that you're looking at right now in dark blue, if your organization accumulates 750 or more points, you would receive the platinum level, 550 gold, 350 silver, and then 200 points, the bronze. Now, if we look at the individual activities, because these are what you're going to focus on to garner those points.
Do you mind hitting the plus button at the top just to make it a little bit bigger? Oh no, kind of middle of the page, right above the writing. Thank you.
Oh, there, that's much better. Thank you. And I just have to adjust people's pictures here. Okay. So as we go through these, take a look and see which ones are going to be most awarding for you. And I know if you have that competitive spirit in you, you're probably going to focus on those activities that give the most points. But there's different things that your organization can do, and it certainly is applicable regardless of how big, how large your organization is. So in the first section, you want to look at what would be your goal for new donor registrations. You know, getting those people to have a donor designation on the license, different registrations that you can participate in. When you see with the different activities that you do, it's 25 points per activity. The next one, reaching that goal, it's that 50-point award recognition. And then beyond that, you would receive 1 point for each additional registration.
And Karen, if I could just jump in, you know, this is a very easy, quick way for your organization or any of your workplaces to earn points right away. You automatically get the 25 points for setting a goal. That's all you have to do is set a goal, and it's 25 points. And then if you reach your goal, it's 50 points. And then, as Karen said, you get 1 point. The reason that HRSA did it this way was to encourage people to set goals, because when you set a goal, you tend to work a little harder to meet it.
Okay, thanks, Jenna. Okay, and can you scroll down a little bit more? All right, so these, as you take a look at that, these next group of activities, these are the different things that you can schedule and conduct. You know, have a campaign kickoff event, And that could entail anything from, your administration, people speaking, describing the campaign, getting different departments involved in doing something like that. You can certainly have people share their story if they are a donor family member or even a recipient, speaking about how vital and how rewarding donation had been to that donor family, and certainly receiving that life gift for that recipient. Donor registry enrollment events, and that could take place at pretty much anything your organization does, just to have access to register anybody within your organization. And a simple email from your CEO, announcing the campaign, basically given their endorsement of the campaign throughout the entire organization. Give 5 Save Lives Workplace Challenge, and you can see that you can sign up to get materials and tips on how to do that. Utilizing the social media within your organization. You can do a web.
Without going into too much detail, could you just say with the Give 5 Save 5 Workplace Challenge, just like one example?
Yeah, can you click open that, Jenna? Thank you.
Let me just get to it. So Give 5 Save Lives is basically, it's a very compact activity that any workplace can do. So the packet, this is the packet, it gives you everything you need. So there are images, there's social media, and then there's the guide. This guide basically walks you through what you would do. And so you could do it over the course of 5 days, where you share at a workplace the social media images, you send out emails, you can do it however you want. Some workplaces might send out 1 fact per day, and every fact would have a link to the organdonor.gov place where they could register to be a donor. So the idea is just to educate the employees about about donation and give them opportunities to register. So you could do it either internally through emails, you could do it on your social media, do it on your intranet. This whole packet just basically gives you all the materials that you would need to say, hey, we're going to focus on organ donation for the next 5 days or 3 days, or however long you want, and then just promote it with the employees.
Give 5 refers to give us 5 minutes of your time to read this. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, and actually it takes less than 5 minutes to register to be a donor. So that is the idea behind 5, is just give us 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you can learn a little bit about organ donation, and you can go and register and potentially save a life. Any other questions on that? And I'm sorry, Karen, I jumped in there, but I just...
Oh, no, not at all. No, I'm glad. And especially being able to bring up that information and to know that anybody can access that.
Do you want me to go back to the scorecard?
Yeah, can you go back to the scorecard?
Sure.
Does anybody have any more questions about that material? Okay. All right. And it's good too also to take note, you have the links here where you can be able to access that information. So obviously utilizing a lot of the social media to get the word out as well. The different campaign posters and table tents, something very easy, very simple to do, display them within your organization in the various meeting rooms, the cafeteria, the lobbies, also very good area that generates quite a bit of traffic. So even elevators, I've seen posters in the elevators too. So something very easy to do where you can very quickly accumulate those points for your awards. Then the next one, published donation transplantation articles with the links, and that could be very simply done with internal your internal newsletters, the internal communication that goes out within your organizations. Okay, so it sounds like there's interest in the Take 5 activity, and then some of these remaining ones that you can do, letters to customers or vendors, encouraging them to take part in the organization. You can get very competitive within your organization with the different departments. I've seen bulletin board contests, different departments competing with bulletin boards. So there's always that competitive nature and getting more people involved. The different community organizations to run their own campaign. Utilize your local media, especially getting donor families and recipients, share their stories and get them involved as well. Participate in National Donate Life and Blue and Green Day. So those are always utilized during the month of April. April is National Donate Life Month. So every year within the month of April, there will be a designated Blue and Green Day. So I don't know, do we have the date for 2023, Jenna? Do you know?
I do not know. I could look it up while you're talking.
Okay, and what I know when I work with the hospitals in my area, some of the things that we do is they encourage the staff to wear blue and green. And I've seen so much coordination and creativity between what they wear and as well as the different posters and different bulletin boards to acknowledge donation and certainly Blue and Green Day. So that's a very active way to get your organization involved. And it's a fun way as well.
Karen, I'm curious, just of the people that we have in the group, how many have used the scorecard before? Okay, so, and I can't see everyone. Sorry, I don't have everyone. So almost everyone. Is there anyone who's brand new to the scorecard? Okay.
No, okay, wonderful. All right.
Yeah.
So let's hear about some of the ways that you've utilized these in the past. What are some of those activities that you've done? And have you noted anything new with the scorecard that you're going to take place and participate in the current campaign coming up? Who wants to go first?
I'm going to stop share just for a minute.
Okay.
And I guess another question might be, of the group that's here, how many are OPO? Are you OP? I'm trying to get a sense for, do we have OPOs? Do we have workplace representatives? I mean, you can just,
OPOs, raise your hand.
okay.
Okay.
All right. So we've got all OPOs. So, and as far as the OPOs, are you working with hospitals, other workplaces, or both?
Hospitals.
Hospitals. So hospitals, raise your hand. Okay. Beth, you're
Both.
working with both. Okay, good to know. Okay, this is good. All right, well, that's helpful. And I guess my question would be, for those who are working with both or just workplaces other than hospitals, that this is somewhat new, maybe using the scorecard to work with organizations that aren't health. Have you, are there challenges or thoughts about that? We've tailored the scorecard to be both, and I don't know how that resonates with everyone and how useful.
I can speak for Honor Bridge, and with the hospital, we used the scorecard for the hospital, and that seemed somewhat easy because we were using both our communications department and our hospital development department. So we would do outside community events and get points, and also flag raising ceremonies, things like that. But with the workplace partner, one of the things that we just now started working with workplaces, and a lot of our workplaces, as far as HRSA, they've never heard of it, or, if they're not health related or, in the health industry, to them, they're not buying into the HRSA certificate or the what they can get from HRSA. So we've had a little bit of challenges with that. And also one thing I wanted to ask real quickly, we like to track, we have people to register through our, they go to our Honor Bridge website page, and then it takes them straight to the National Registry. And I was wondering if we could still use that link so we can capture how many people we were registering, so we can show that at the end of the campaign. Because just going to the National Registry, we won't be able to tell how many